Ben, how was first day back, full session after that win on Sunday? How's everyone feeling and preparations going so far?
It was nice to step away for 2 days, and everybody got some trick or treating in, and so now we're back to work. Reviewed the tape with the staff, and we'll go over it some more with the players. But we got to get better than in a few areas if we're going to have success in Salt Lake. It was a great win. Those playoff wins are very, very tough to get, but I think we're pretty clear in some areas that we need to get better at if we're going to be successful as we go away here for the very important second game.
Can you elaborate more on that tape?
Being a little bit more efficient on the offensive end and cleaning some of the patterns and being more clinical and making sure we're smarter in our decisions in the final third. But more, I think more important is our defensive transition moments where we are, I think, we're a little bit loose, and I don't think we understood how dangerous they were going to be in the counterattack. I think they caught us several times, and I think we were lucky not to give up more goals than we did. But so that in particular has to get better. Again, making sure we're balanced and we respect the speed and how dynamic they are in transition.
Hey, Coach. The first game, your key takeaways during your post-match conference, and what weakness do you see in your team that you want to correct during this training section ahead of the second leg?
I just spoke to it. Go ahead. Just give 2 minutes. The way they went about the game early and with their defensive posture, I think really kind of lured us into a sense of calm as we attacked, and that's a dangerous thing to have against a team that can transition that well. And they'll have some players back. I'm assuming that were injured on the weekend. We expect them to have a more of a potent roster and starting lineup. So again, if we can clean some of that area up, we'll have a chance when we get to Salt Lake. What's that? Am I under pressure? Am I under pressure? Yeah, I mean we live under pressure. This is what we do. This is playoff time. So there's a nice anxiety and pressure about every training session and every moment from here on out. And we're used to that. We've been living with that for the entire year, right? We've really pushed the gas on these guys, whether it was Leagues Cup, Open Cup, trying to get into the postseason. We've as a staff have asked a lot of these players, and hopefully that helps us because they're used to kind of being on that edge, and I think we understand that it was a critical win at home, sent some people home happy, which was great. But I think there is a sense that it wasn't our best match, and that we will have to be better for the next one if we're going to get the result we want in Salt Lake.
Man, I know you can't take satisfaction in where you've gotten to. You want to keep pushing forward, right. Next round. But can you take a moment and like, man, this compilation of yourself as the head coach isn't working, and this franchise hasn't been to the playoffs.
Sure. I keep trying to give him that moment, and there's just something that blocks any time that I can have to kind of think back on the year, because it's mostly time spent on tomorrow's training and preparing these guys and making sure their mentality is where it needs to be. But I will say this, I'm having fun. This has been a fun year. This has been as fun a year coaching as I've ever had. And it's a credit to, kind of the organization and I think a fresh start for me and being rejuvenated. A great group of guys that really have that play with joy and enjoy each other's company. And so, we talk about making sure we take advantage of this because it doesn't always happen in this way. Believe me, I've been through enough teams where it's not always, you don't always have that chemistry that we have right now. So let's take advantage of it and let's push this thing as far as we can.
Has the partnership between you and Pat, is that one of the big reasons that whole thing's come together?
There's so many reasons why, I think this has gone the way it's gone. I got a lot of respect for Pat as a general manager and also as a friend. And I think that our relationship, because it's a close one and we have some past, it allows honesty. And I think that's an important thing in any culture or bringing chemistry is that we're real with each other and we can put it to bed. We can go after each other and agree and disagree and then understand because we have that past, we just keep on moving on and we know it's not personal and this is about both of us trying to get this club to where it needs to be and that's being a playoff team that is consistently in the postseason over the next 3-4 years or however long I'm standing.
Coach, is it harder to game plan against a team who's kind of backed up against the wall like this?
Well, this isn't a normal thing in soccer with the best of 3 series. It used to be, but most competitions are one game, maybe 2 game, but when it's the home and away, it's more of an aggregate system. This best of 3 is interesting, and you see it in baseball and basketball and the bigger series of the game-to-game adjustments that coaches make and players make, and it's fun. I like that. There's a familiarity with them, and obviously they know what we're trying to do. So there's these little tweaks that I think is a really engaging tactical battle that the coaches are allowed to do in a way that isn't normal for us as a sport. So we don't know really. The one tricky part with them is they've had some injuries. And who's coming back, and that not only changes the complexion of the team and the profiles and the individuals, but also changes the structures that they will play and how they'll go about the game. So that part has been a little tricky to prepare for on their part. Again, we prepared for a different structure than they started in, and they started there, and then they switched. So the tactical battle is really the big difference. Is I guess the answer to a long answer to that question.